So Bloomberg just predicted that the high bandwidth memory market is gonna explode. That's right, from $4 billion today to over $130 billion just over the next decade. Now, look, I know what some of you guys are thinking. I'm gonna suggest investing in a memory maker like Micron or Samsung. You're gonna click off the video, you're gonna downvote, you might even unsubscribe, right? Not so fast. That's because I'm here to show you two stocks that are going to skyrocket if Bloomberg is right. Not only that, but why buying Micron might be a huge, huge mistake many investors are making. And you know what the crazy thing is? I've actually done this before. You see, last year I was working as a lead analyst at this financial media company. And guess what they wanted? They wanted AI stocks that were poised to skyrocket so they could do this big marketing thing. The only rule was it couldn't be Nvidia because everybody already knew Nvidia was skyrocketing and it was the best AI stock. So my team and I, we sat down and we handpicked about 10 stocks. And guess what? 6 of them went up over 100% really quickly, including Vertiv, Broadcom, Taiwan Semi, Credo, among others. So I've done this before. And my subscribers made a ton of money. And today I'm going to do it again. The best news is it's going to be 100% free. So not only that, you're going to avoid making a critical mistake many investors are making, investing in the memory market. So today I'm going to give you my 2 ways to play the growth in the HBM memory market over the next year and not make the critical mistake many investors are already making. So first, let's start with what high bandwidth memory actually is. HBM, as it's known, is a high-powered memory that surrounds the GPU processor. With each generation of NVIDIA processor, the number of HBM units on each die is getting larger and larger as the memory demands continue to expand. And like I said at the top, according to Bloomberg, the high bandwidth memory market is expected to expand from $4 billion today to over $130 billion just over the next 10 years. That's some huge growth. Now comes the $130 billion question. How do you make money? So the first instinct that most investors are having is to buy a memory maker like Micron. And look, that's not the worst idea. Micron is a great company, but over the past year, shares have actually underperformed the broader markets, and really the same is true over the past 5 years, 10 years, no matter how you look at it. So in other words, Micron is really a safe way to play the growth in the HBM market. And if you like safe, turn off the video now and go for it and be average. But if you'd rather make huge money, stick around. I've got 2 stocks that are a much better investment than Micron. Now, first we have to understand why memory makers like Micron are constantly underperforming the broader markets. And it's really all about how NVIDIA operates. You see, NVIDIA has a few different suppliers it can go to for HBM. Most notably, there's SK Hynix, Micron, and Samsung. Those are the major 3. But instead of playing favorites, NVIDIA does the smart thing. It pits these 3 companies against themselves, kind of like in a Game of Thrones style competition. And the winner is always NVIDIA. That is because it's the memory maker that bids the lowest price that wins, leaving NVIDIA with the profit, not the memory maker. Not only that, but the memory makers like Micron, they have to invest billions of dollars into expansion just to meet the demand. Micron just announced a brand new $7 billion facility that won't make a single memory chip for 2 years. That means Micron is going to be spending the profits that it makes on HBM this year in order to build out capacity for future years. And who knows what the profit margins are going to be down the road. That is why smart investors are always cautious about investing in stocks like Micron. Just go look at the multiple. But you want to know the good news? There's a better way to play this upside. And I have found 2 companies that are suppliers of all the major memory makers like Micron, like Samsung, and like SK Hynix. Not only that, but these 2 companies have gross margins over 50% compared to Micron, which are often under 40%. And each of these stocks have outperformed Micron not only in the past year, but over the past 5 years, 10 years, no matter how you look at it. So the primary way to invest in the expansion of HBM is through inspection equipment. Here's the deal. Each HBM unit needs to be meticulously inspected by specialized machines in order to ensure NVIDIA is getting a great product. And as NVIDIA sales skyrocket, so do the needs of the memory makers to deliver more HBM to the company. And remember what I told you. Micron is building a $7 billion manufacturing facility, and guess what's going inside? Yeah, inspection equipment. And when it comes to delivering specialized inspection equipment for HBM, there's really only two major players. One currently has a market cap right around $9 billion. The other one is a little smaller. It's right around $5 billion. And the primary growth market over the past 2 years for each company has been high bandwidth memory inspection equipment. But more recently, shares of both of these companies has actually kind of stalled. And you might ask why. Well, part of it is NVIDIA has been slow to ramp up its production of its latest Blackwell design. So back in August, it was discovered that there was a Blackwell chip design flaw that delayed shipments into 2025. I did a video about it here on the channel. And when NVIDIA reported earnings in November, revenue guidance for the first part of 2025 was not all that great. That has caused HBM providers like Micron to delay ramping up production later in 2025. Now, late last year, executives at both of these inspection companies talked about the Blackwell delay and how it's slowing progress of HBM production ramp. And the delay will be short-lived. That's the key thing. It's going to be short-lived. NVIDIA's Blackwell product is going to feature double the amount of HBM compared to the previous generation Hopper design. And you guessed it, more memory means more inspection equipment. Most estimates I've seen is the Blackwell chip won't be delivered in large quantities until the second half of this year. That should mean that memory inspection equipment should get hotter as we move into later this year. And I like two companies. The first is Onto Innovations, and the other one being Camtek, to dramatically outperform the memory makers over the next couple of years. Largely because these companies already have manufacturing facilities capable of meeting demand and their gross margins being much higher than the HBM manufacturers. Now, go check them out yourself. You'll see their performance beats stocks like Micron, and they are the perfect way to play the upside in the HBM market going forward. Micron is a rookie move. Camtek and Onto Innovations, that's what the smart investors are investing in, like yourself. Now, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Let me know down in the comments below. I'll see you next time.